Awaken Your Psychic Ability, the updated edition. Learn how to connect with the spirit world by Debbie Malone. Chapter 1, Your Psychic Gifts. What are they? You are an incredible spiritual being who is currently living an earthly experience. Some of us are aware of our psychic gifts from childhood, while others may discover these psychic abilities at a later time in their life. That being said, it doesn't mean that you are any less psychic than the next person. Some people are inquisitive and look to open their psychic gifts. Others might be aware of them but are too frightened to explore them further. Some people deny their abilities for fear of being ridiculed or thought to be different or strange. Others may have experienced a loss or trauma that has put them on their spiritual path of psychic discovery. In whatever form you came to be on this journey, I wish to welcome you, and I look forward to our journey of psychic discovery together. As you work your way through this book, I will go through the different psychic abilities and teach you how you can connect with your natural-born spiritual GPS, the global psychic system. The most common psychic gifts are psychic, a person who can see into the past, present, and future. Medium, a person who can communicate with spirits, beings, and loved ones in spirit realms. Clairvoyant, clear seeing, a person who can see via their normal senses, using their third eye to see signs, symbols, and beings in the spirit realms. Clairaudient, clear hearing, a person who hears via their normal senses and uses their sixth sense to hear messages, guidance, and voices of beings in the spirit realms. Clairsentient, clear physical feeling, a person who receives messages from the spirit realms via their feelings, usually in their solar plexus chakra that is located in their stomach. Clairempath, clear emotional feeling, a person who experiences emotions, thoughts, and symptoms of another person or their heart chakra, also known as an empath. Clairtangent, clear touching, also known as psychometry, a person who is able to receive information from inanimate objects such as a watch, ring, photograph, or an antique item. Claircognizant, a person who experiences a light bulb moment where they just simply know things about something or someone. Claircognisance is not connected to other psychic clairs such as sight, sound, sensations, or psychic touch. Clairalient, clear smelling, a person who receives information through smell, such as fragrances, cooking smells, or odors. Clairgustance, clear tasting, a person who receives psychic information through the sense of taste without actually having the item in their mouth. Preparing for your spiritual journey. Before you undertake any journey, it is always important to be prepared for what lies ahead. If you were going to take a trip to the moon, you would take the time to gather the correct tools and do the relevant training so that you would be prepared to land on the moon safely and in one piece. You would also look at all of the ways to protect yourself in order for you to make a safe return home to planet Earth. I want you to think of this book as your psychic guide to what is possible for you to see what gifts lie within yourself. It will give you the knowledge and understanding of what each psychic tool is, how to activate it, and how to practice and strengthen it. And most of all, how to be the master of your gifts. It is extremely important that you learn how to exercise your psychic muscles and strengthen them along this journey. So in time, you will be in control of your gift and gain insight to what truly special spiritual psychic being you are. You will experience times of frustration, disappointment, and perhaps even anger that things do not always happen as quickly or as easily as you would like. A word that will come up regularly throughout this book will be patience. Yes, this word is something I am sure you will hear again and again, even if you don't want to. What you need to remember is that this word will present itself to you for a reason. Spirit will only give you as much as you can handle at a time. If you rush the exercises and don't learn the lesson, then you will not understand how each gift links to the next. You may also find that some of the exercises will be much easier to follow than others, while you may feel you just don't get some of them at all. Do not despair. By the time you work your way through this whole book, you will discover things will start to make more sense. I recommend that if there are any psychic gifts that did not resonate in the beginning, go back over the exercises and try doing them again. You may surprise yourself with how you have opened up. When I began my journey, I did not have all of my psychic gifts working together at once. The only way I could see clairvoyantly was when I was in a dream state or when I meditated. If I tried to connect to the spirit world when I was awake, nothing happened. Now, over 30 years later, I have access to all of the psychic clairs, and they are second nature to my daily life. You too will have the same opportunity to let your gifts unfold. All you need to do is be patient, believe, and persevere. Now let's begin. What is your psychic toolkit? As we go through this book, I will be talking about different tools that will be introduced to you along the way. As I mentioned in the introduction, when you undertake a journey, you will need to gather the right equipment. Doing psychic spiritual work is also a journey that must be taken seriously. You will be working with the seen and unseen forces. So it's important to be able to trust that you will always be in safe hands along your journey. Here's your checklist. You are the most important psychic spiritual tool throughout this entire journey, as it is you who spirit will come to, communicate with, blend with, and utilize as a vessel to communicate messages from the other side. You, as the vessel, need to look after yourself. You need to be balanced. You need to feel safe, protected, and in control of your surroundings and the connections you will make throughout this journey. While doing a reading for others, you actually need to take the you out of the equation and put yourself into the sitter's shoes. Next on the checklist, psychic protection and white light. Learning to white light yourself is a vital tool that you should never proceed without. Would you take a trip to the moon and not be protected by the right type of flight suit or correct spacecraft? Of course you wouldn't. This is why before you start any spiritual work, you must put on the right protective equipment in order for you to be safe. If you are not protected and do not have an understanding of opening and shutting the door to the spirit realms, you may not always have access to the right spiritual frequency or vibration. Throughout this book, I will speak about frequency and vibration, as there are many different levels on which good or bad spirits reside. Putting it simply, when a human being passes over to the spiritual realm, they do not automatically get a set of wings and become an angel. On the human realm, there is good and bad in life, and in the spirit realms, there is also the same frequency of good and bad. Learning to understand what frequency or vibration resonates with you on a positive level and doesn't resonate with you on a negative level is a vital tool of understanding. This will help you learn when a spirit is good or bad, malevolent, or simply lost and in need of assistance. Surrounding yourself daily with white light and lifting your vibration should become a part of your practice. You need to understand what psychic protection is and what a psychic attack is, and you need to know how to shut the latter down. The next one in your toolkit, psychic clairs. The word clair comes from the French word meaning clear. We as human beings measure life with what we are told are the 5 physical senses: touch, taste, smell, sight, and sound. However, we are not taught about the innate spiritual senses we also possess within us. These underestimated abilities are a part of the 8 clear senses that connect us to the unseen spiritual realms surrounding us. We all possess these gifts, but it is only when we tune in and activate these gifts that we can begin to unlock these hidden abilities. When you are open to working with these senses, there is a whole other spiritual world that you could only dream could exist. In the following chapters, I will discuss the differences between the 8 psychic clairs in further depth. Next on our toolkit is spiritual activation, how to turn it on and how to turn it off. Working with spirit is a wonderful blessing and a gift. However, if you are not in control of it and not working on the higher frequencies, it can feel like a curse. Learning how to turn it on and off your abilities at will is most important. When I initially started doing readings, I was constantly open and receiving messages from anywhere and everywhere. This, as a psychic medium, can be draining because you're constantly being bombarded with messages from human and spiritual realms. It wasn't until I progressed with my journey that I learned it was possible to tune in and tune out. Next on the checklist are the auras and chakras. These 2 vital energy forces contained around within the body are part of our psychic tools. Auras and chakras help us to protect ourselves and to see, feel, balance, and heal ourselves and others. Some of you will have the gift of seeing auras around the body, while some of you will be able to feel auras around someone's body. When you are not in balance, cracks can appear in your aura or energies and become attached to your aura. When your chakras are not aligned, you may feel out of balance and ungrounded, and you may experience illness within your body. Learning how to balance, clear, and align your auras and chakras is a part of your psychic protection routine. Next, creating a sacred space. The more you connect with the spiritual realms, the more important it will become for you to create a sacred space in which to do so. Your sacred space can be a physical space or a space within your mind's eye. It is important how you create your sacred space. What is important for you is to have access to your sacred space in order to connect with the higher spiritual vibrations when you are doing your spiritual work. Next, your spiritual journey and psychic symbology. Once you undertake your spiritual journey, you will be given many messages, signs, symbols, colors, and sounds. I strongly advise that as part of your psychic toolkit, you create a spiritual journal to record all of the information that you download from spirit. In the future, you will discover what an invaluable tool this is to refer back to. We will go into these symbols later in the book. Next, working with your angels. When we decide to incarnate into the earth realm, we are accompanied by our own spirit personal guardian angel. This special being will accompany us throughout our entire life, helping us and guiding us. We also have access to other angels from many different realms. I will help you to understand what their roles are in your life. Next, spirit guides. As spiritual beings, we also have access to our spirit guides. Spirit guides are different from our angels in that they are spiritual beings who have actually lived on the earth plane. whereas many of the angels from the angelic realms have not lived as physical beings. Spirit guides are here to accompany us during our lifetime here on Earth. Next, divining tools. Many people like to use divining tools such as pendulums and dowsing rods to help them to divine answers from Spirit. These tools can be used to receive yes and no answers to questions you ask Spirit. They can be used to locate lost objects, measure the aura, and divine for water. Next, numerology. Numerology can be used to assist you to understand different personality traits, birth force numbers, and numerological cycles that people experience during their life. Numerology is a valuable tool that can be used in conjunction with your psychic clairs. Next, and finally, the psychic etiquette do's and don'ts. Working as a spiritual being who is of service to others on the physical realm is an absolute privilege. If you decide to work with Spirit, you should always keep in mind what a huge responsibility it is. We will discuss this further throughout the book.